Hey YouTube, what's up? It's your boy Sean Austin again from Sean's Rabbit Channel Aquaponic Produce, and we're back with another rabbit farming video for you guys. Today we're gonna talk a little bit about how we house our growout rabbits. So stay tuned, we'll be back with more right after the intro. Okay guys, we're back. So today we're talking a bit about how we house our growout rabbits. So the first thing you need to do is to have a target. Okay, our target is 5 pounds live weight before processing. Based on current conditions, we get that 5 pounds in approximately 10 weeks. Okay, but we're aiming for a 10 to 12 week period, whichever comes first. So we're culling 5 pounds live weight at 10 weeks. If you don't get the 5 pounds, then the maximum time we're going to grow is 12. At 12 weeks, irregardless of your weight, we're culling. Okay, we're not going beyond 12 weeks because the longer you keep rabbits, the more it costs you to keep them. Okay, so we have our target. Now let's look at weaning. We wean at approximately 5 weeks. 35 days from the time the dough kindles, 35 days later, we're weaning. At the time of weaning, we're gonna weigh, we're gonna sex, and we're gonna tattoo. Each weaner is gonna get tattooed with their litter number for future identification. And we'll get to the reason why in just a short moment. Okay guys, so we spoke about weaning. Now, at the time of weaning, if all the rabbits that we're weaning are strictly for meat production, then it doesn't really matter how they're housed. So most times we would use our community cages. These cages have large compartments. Like these, for example, are 2 feet by 3 feet wide. And we sometimes keep between 8 and 10 weaners per cage, depending on the size of the litter. Now the thing is that at this point, nothing really matters other than the fact that the cage is big enough to house them. Because remember, we're culling at 10 weeks and maybe 12 weeks. So by the time they're ready to be culled, they're not fully sexually mature, so you don't really have to worry too much about housing males and females together. Because someone asked me in the comment section last week about housing males and females together, or all male litters in terms of males fighting. The good thing is that in most cases, once rabbits grow up together to a certain point before they become sexually mature, you don't really have much problems with fighting, so it's not really much of an issue. Just remember that your target has to be set so that they are culled before they become sexually mature. Okay guys, now it's a bit different for all of the litters that are targeted as potential breeding stock or replacement breeders. Okay, the thing is, those litters that we've specifically bred to continue certain lines to produce future breeders or to produce breeding stock to sell, those rabbits will have to be grown out for a longer period. The thing is, we like to keep those specific growths at least 4 to 4.5 months, where they begin to show their full potential, so we could choose the best ones from those litters. Now, not because we have identified these litters as potential future breeding stock means that we're going to keep all of them. Remember, we're still practicing our mantra of keeping the best and culling the rest. So even though you keep, let's say, 5 litters of about 20, we'll probably only keep about 7 or 8 out of those 20 as future breeders, especially for purebred stock. We may keep a few more if it's just for meat production, but for purebred breeding stock, we try to keep very few, just the best out of them. So in this case, what we like to do, we like to house them in individual compartments. So we have a lot of these 3-tier cages with smaller compartments, much smaller than the community cages. So these are the cages that we would house the litters when we wean them, that are intended for potential breeders. So at the time of weaning, it's the same procedure. We sexing, we weighing, and we tattooing with their litter ID number. But each weaner will have its own separate compartment. Okay, that way you don't have any instances of fighting, you don't have any full biting and pulling and things like that. Because as they mature, especially the bucks, they're definitely gonna start fighting, and there are cases where bucks can fight to the point of death or even castrating one another. We don't want it that, because if they're for future breeders, you want them fully intact. To take it a bit further, seeing that we have so many of these cages, sometimes what we do at the time of weaning is we use different sections for does and different sections for bucks. So we may use this entire row for all the bucks that were weaned, and we may use another row on the other side for all the does that were weaned. So at the time when we're looking to select, we don't have to sex them again to see who is a does and who are bucks before we choose the ones we want to keep. We come to this section and we're going to look for the best bucks to keep, and then we go over to the other section and we look for the best does to keep. And like I said, everything else goes to the freezer, because we're keeping the best and we call it the best. Okay guys, so we've looked at weaning and how we house those weaners. So last but not least, when we're choosing the growths that we're going to keep as future breeders, it's at that point that we're going to then tattoo them again in the other ear with their individual ID number. So from that point going forward, they will have a breeder ID number as well as their former litter number in the opposite ear. But we're going to focus on the breeder ID number going forward, because they are now individual breeders. They're no longer attached to that litter. However, because they were entered on the system with that initial litter ID number, it is from that litter ID that the breeder ID is created. So the software that we use keeps track of those ID numbers. So even though they're now issued an individual breeder ID number, they are still attached in records to that entire litter. So that way we're able to generate pedigrees going back generations to show, you know, who were their parents, grandparents, things like that. So guys, I hope you found this information useful. If it's your first time here with us, please hit that subscribe button and make sure you turn on notifications so you're going to know whenever we upload new content. If you like this video, please give us a like. Remember, we're on the road to 10,000. So like, subscribe, share. Share this video with someone who you think will enjoy it as well. Help us hit that mark of 10,000 subscribers. And don't forget, we're going to have a giveaway when we get there. So I hope that it's really soon. Like, subscribe, share. Let's get to 10,000 subscribers. Okay? Again, on behalf of my business partner, Sean McLean, Sean Austin, Sean's Rawich and Aquaponic Produce, we hope you enjoyed this video. We hope to see you guys next week when we bring you a brand new rabbit video. Peace.